Welcome back, everybody. This is CTV Morning Live, 9:18. Listen, time for Ask the Expert with our good friends at Doyle and Salewski. And if you've got debt questions, we have some answers for you. You can give us a call at 613-789-6559, extension 2803. You can also send us emails and Facebook questions as well. Ottawa.warning@ctv.ca. Get on our Facebook page, CTV Ottawa Morning Live. Simple as that. Brian Doyle, Paul Salewski are here. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's nice to see you.
I see you've got that book in your hand again.
Yes,
right.
we're giving away 5 of these this morning to our callers.
Oh, yeah?
And they've asked for the copy of the Copper Jar System. The book we've endorsed then by Paul Labarge and Alan McDonald.
Excellent.
Your blueprint to a financial future.
Right. What's inside those pages? What good advice is inside
Good,
there?
solid learning principles for handling finances and debt.
Which is never too late to do,
Never at all.
right?
Yeah.
And the system's not complicated. It's easy to use.
Yeah.
It's very much reader-friendly.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, it doesn't matter what age they are, they can find themselves in difficulty. I mean, it's not just restricted to young people, right? So you can go back and start yourself over with a blueprint like that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of seniors these days due to family crises, gambling, and not having enough in the bank for retirement.
Yeah.
So
And,
it affects the young and the old.
Fixed pensions for old folks. Fixed pensions and costs going up and up and up.
Well, in a lot of cases, I guess, for older people, it's just not what they expected, right? When they get to a certain stage in their life, they thought they could have had themselves covered.
Yes.
But it doesn't always work out that way.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. We're also going to touch on tax debt, income tax debt today. What's the situation there? People get them in trouble with the government?
Well, they don't file their tax returns. We get many people who walk through our doors who have that problem. But then there's the issue of being assessed for taxes owing back 2, 3, 4 years ago. An auditor comes in and files an assessment, and then there's penalties and interest, and all of a sudden you've got an amount you can't possibly pay now.
Right.
And that's where we come in to help people. Doyle Salewski helps people with those kinds of problems.
Does the government want their money right away?
They do.
They do?
And they keep adding the interest and the penalties, and it becomes quite an awesome amount.
Right.
We've seen people recently who've had assessments from back in the 1990s, and they've been fighting them in court and end up with an eventual debt over $1 million. Now that's excessive. But even if it's $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, it's often too much for the most ordinary people to be able to adjust to.
That $1 million debt is $250,000 of taxes and $750,000 of penalties and interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Building up
Really?
over the years. Oh, yeah.
So even if you didn't know it, you could be being penalized right now.
That's right.
Wow. Do you get a lot of people in that situation? Like, does this happen often?
Yes.
We do, and it depends upon the teams of auditors going throughout the country. I mean, I had a carpenter from Barry's Bay. I mean, the fellow was not making $10 or $12 an hour, and he ended up with a substantial debt. They did a net worth assessment on him, and he didn't have the capacity or the advice to be able to fight it.
Right.
Ended up with assessments. He didn't appeal, and he was stuck with it. Couldn't afford to pay it.
Right. There are options for people, though, who find themselves in this situation, right?
Yes.
That's
And
right.
it's forgivable under a proposal or under a bankruptcy.
Right.
Preferably, we would do it a proposal, and CRA can forgive principal and interest and penalty under those circumstances.
You and I have talked about this before. When you get to that point in your life, sometimes the option of bankruptcy appears to be a better option. Is it ever a better option?
Absolutely. It's when the income isn't enough to pay the principal and the interest ongoing, and you don't have a choice. You're barely making ends meet.
That's
Right.
right.
But a lot of people can do proposals too.
Right. And the difference is you don't declare bankruptcy through a proposal?
That's right. It's an arrangement you make with your creditors to pay all or a portion of what you owe them over some time frame, typically up to 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
No interest, ongoing interest.
No. Okay, so you're paying off the
Just,
principal.
or a portion.
Or
of
the,
it.
yeah.
A portion of the principal. That's
Doesn't have
what
to be
makes
the whole
it.
thing.
What facilitates it.
Yeah, and that's not to encourage people to get themselves to that point where they have to negotiate with their creditors. You really don't want to get to that
That's
situation.
right. But we
it
do that
happens.
for you as part of the proposal process.
Yeah.
We do that for you.
Right. Okay. Listen, we're going to take a break. There's all kinds of areas to explore here. Maybe you've got some tax issues. Maybe you've got tax issues and debt issues related to that sort of thing. But whatever your question is about your finances, Brian and Paul are here to help you out. Give us a call at 613-789-6559, extension 2803. You can also email us, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca, and get on our Facebook page. Send us a question that way. It's Ask the Expert with Doyle Salewski. Right after this, we'll be right back.
The sky